Apoorva Manda. I have secured All India rank 646 in UPSC CSE 2022. So a brief introduction about me. I am from Warangal district of Telangana. I have did my graduation in civil engineering from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Presently, I am pursuing masters in civil engineering. That is, my discipline is structural engineering from Osmania University, Hyderabad. And coming to the UPSC journey, mine was a very long journey because I have started preparing for UPSC after my graduation, and simultaneously I was working as well as I am doing my masters in civil engineering. So this was my third mains and second interview. So before starting the session, what I want to do is I will speak about the common areas, that is aspirants ask questions which are very I have listed few questions that are frequently asked by students. So I have told about my introduction and my UPSC journey. So I would like to answer few questions like my prelim strategy and both the GS1 and GS2 strategy. Yes. Yes, prelims exam is very unpredictable. I also understand, Alok. So I was also stuck in prelims because it was very difficult for me to clear prelims. Since when I cleared prelims, I was qualified mains and I was attending the interview twice. So coming to my prelim strategy is what I observed is prelims is all about mastering the MCQs, that is multiple choice questions. So how knowledgeable you may be, but if you answer it wrongly or if you get confused between the options, then you are not allowed to write mains. That is, it will be very difficult to clear prelims. So my strategy was, first of all, you do the basic sources like NCRTs so that you will be prepared for the exam. Sanjay, am I audible now? Okay. Okay. Done. Yeah, I will come to that, Ayub. So first of all, coming to the prelim strategy, so complete all the basic sources from the NCRTs and the standard books. Then after doing that, what you should do is practice the MCQs from the previous year questions, and also practice MCQs on a daily basis. Yeah, I'll try to do that. So डेली आपको ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस और यूपीएससी का अदर एग्जाम्स लाइक CAPF, CSF, एनीथिंग, CDS, डिफरेंट एग्जाम्स का प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. Also, do the test series of various institutes in the market. I will not name one institute because you can take anything and practice all the popular ones. So practice doing MCQs and try to understand your level of preparation. For example, you have completed Polity Lakshmikant, then try doing Polity MCQs from previous year questions as well as from the test series, and check whether you are giving the right answers or not. So if you are not giving right answer to the basic questions like easy or medium level questions, then go back to your NCRTs, go back to your standard sources and revise them. Because without revision, you cannot answer the questions correctly. You may read a lot, you may write a lot, but without revision, you may not recollect the correct question, the correct context of the question. This is what I suggest. Apart from reading, also incorporate doing MCQs as a part of your daily schedule. This is what I did to clear UPSC prelims, because in my previous attempts, when I was not doing right, I was mainly getting lost in these things. I was not practicing MCQs, I was just going on reading. This will add to your knowledge. You will get a good knowledge, good understanding, but again in the exam you will not be able to solve the MCQs. So yeah, this is the first question. And going to the second part of GS, CSAT. So since I am from engineering background, I didn't find CSAT very difficult. Of course, the last 2 years have been very difficult for CSAT also. So for that also, what I suggest is go back to the previous year question paper and check. See, there are three things. One is quantitative aptitude, and there is logical reasoning, and there is reading comprehension in the CSAT paper. So go back to the previous year question papers and check whether you are strong in either maths and aptitude, or logical reasoning, or reading comprehension. Check your strength areas. I do not suggest to go to the basic books like Arihant, or we have so many books with respect to CSAT. Do not go and do that. First, go to the previous year question papers, check your areas where you are strong, and then in your strong areas, if you are able to solve those questions, then go back to your weak areas. Weak areas in the sense, I do not suggest going back to the probability and doing all those things, because I was also not strong on those areas. Check the low hanging fruits. Low hanging fruits in the sense, if you solve those questions, if you are able to do, if you are able to put a little effort, if you are able to arrive at the solution, then go to that areas and practice those things. Yeah. So coming to the CSAT again, so what I suggest is go back to the low hanging fruits. That means if you can solve few questions, see the previous year questions and identify the areas where the UPSC is asking frequently questions on, like time and work, speed and distance. So there are some questions, if you can identify, then if you solve those questions out of 80 questions, then definitely you can clear CSAT. So CSAT will not be a problem. And coming to the reading comprehension, what you do is read everyday newspapers like the Hindu or Times of India. That will improve your comprehension. So when you read the editorial section, or if you read the daily newspaper, then definitely you will be able to do the reading comprehension. So also read between the lines of the question papers, because the questions are like assumptions, inferences. Know the differences between them clearly. If you identify the differences between them, then you will be able to do the reading comprehension as well. So do not worry too much about CSAT, because it is just a qualifying paper, and do not take it too lightly, because if you do not qualify the CSAT, then your GS1 is useless. So take it seriously also. Practice the previous year questions. If you are able to around come around 85 to 90 in the previous year questions, then okay, you are comfortable. But if you are around 70 or at the border of 66 or 60, then you need to practice CSAT on a daily basis. Okay, I'll try to do that. Hindi plus English, I'll try to do that. Yes, so this is about GS1 and GS2 for prelims. So do the basic sources and practice a lot. Practice is the key. So practice a lot, practice MCQs on a daily basis. That's what I'm telling. So if you are studying for 9 hours, then what you do is at least 7 hours you read the textbooks or standard sources, newspaper, whatever you want. But 2 hours a day, please practice MCQs. So that is why my strategy was every day practice MCQs. And as prelims arrives, so what you do is increase the number of hours of practicing the MCQs. So a 1 month or 2 months before prelims, allot almost half a day, half your study hours to practicing MCQs. Okay. Coming to mains. So again, there are so many papers in mains, as you know. So one was essay, and GS4 papers, and then optional 2 papers. So I forgot my optional was geography. So geography was low scoring since 2015. So I started writing in that year, and from that year, UPSC was not giving good marks for geography. At least the average mark. Of course, the toppers were scoring around 300, but there are very few toppers who were scoring 300 above in geography. But still, I pursued my attempts with geography optional because I had interest in geography. So my score in geography was 272 this year, which was a pretty decent score in geography compared to other optionals, though it was not that good, but in geography relatively it was a very good score. So Okay, coming to the essay strategy, essay, how to prepare for essay. So you cannot write an essay without having adequate knowledge about the topic. For example, if the UPSC is asking a question on education or health, if you are not having enough knowledge on education or health, you cannot write a good essay. So what you have to do is first you have to gather the knowledge. That means after completing your basic sources NCRTs and standard sources, once you complete the entire syllabus of mains, GS 1, 2, 3, and 4, you will understand the areas well. Then you start writing essay, then you can write good essay. Without having a basic knowledge on the syllabus and previous year questions, you cannot write a good essay. So, how to write a essay is first you complete the reading the basic sources and have a good knowledge on all the areas of the syllabus. And then when you begin an essay, try to cover as many dimensions as possible. See, in essay, it is important to cover breadth as well as width. Breadth in the sense, I mean, you have to cover various dimensions of the topic. For example, if you are talking about the health, then if the question is asking about health in general, then you have to identify the dimensions. Dimensions, I say primary health, secondary health, tertiary health. What are the problems? What are the challenges? How to address them? What are the solutions available? First, second, third solution, and give a conclusion. Maybe in the solutions, you may compare India with other international countries, how US is doing, how UK is doing, are there any best practices that we can incorporate? Or you can also talk about Indian based case studies, how in COVID we have arrived about different strategies, how different states in India are performing on health. Can you replicate this model on an all India basis? For example, you can do it, you may incorporate Delhi based model, Basti Davakana model of Telangana, so mohalla clinics, so all these things. So whatever you study about health, try to bring all those issues on a paper. First brainstorm the essay. Do not begin writing essay as soon as you see the question. So just brainstorm for at least half an hour or 25 minutes. That's what I used to do. So immediately after taking the question paper, choose a topic which you are comfortable at. Do not just without brainstorming, do not go to the topic and just begin writing. First of all, choose the topic out of the four topics in section 1 and four topics in the section 2. Try to choose a topic on which you are comfortable at. That means what you know in depth as well as in breadth. Choose the topic, then brainstorm for 20 to 30 minutes. So write everything that comes to your mind, then organize your content, because organization is very important in essay. For a reader, for an examiner, it should be very easy to read. It should be very reader friendly. If you just go on dumping whatever you know, that will not be understood by the examiner. So so that is very important. So after selecting the topics, uh, brainstorm it for half an hour or 20 minutes and then begin writing the essay. So do not expect writing very good essay on the first attempt itself, on the first essay itself. So practice writing essays. For at least you should write an essay for 1 week. So if you are a beginner, try writing essay for each week. For example, you allot Sundays or Saturdays for writing essays. Every Saturday or every Sunday, just begin writing essays. So over a period of 2 months or 3 months, you will be doing good. So that was my strategy about essay. Whether it may be a philosophical essay or GS based essay, what other thing you can do is just go on reading the previous year toppers essays. So that is available on every platform, on every institute's platform. Go to the previous year toppers essays, topper copies are available. So just read them. Do not just copy and paste them, because each strategy is each UPSC aspirant is different. You may be very different. Just go through how they are writing. So why are they getting high marks? So just identify the pattern. Why are they scoring high? What is their strategy? So just identify that. And if you have the habit of reading books or magazines, non-fiction books, not fiction books, do not mean that you are reading Harry Potter or something like that. Non-fiction books, if you have the habit, then you can write good essays, because you will have that flow of thought, and also you will have that good connections, good organizing skills. If you are not having that reading habit, because I was also not having that reading habit, but if you read newspapers on a day-to-day basis, if you read UPSC related material, that is, I mean the UPSC magazines, then you will be doing good in essay. So that was my essay strategy. Then coming to GS1. So GS1 is mostly theoretical, mostly static. So if you cover, so GS1, I think you all of you know, that covers mainly five sections. One is history, that is ancient, medieval, modern, particularly the Indian cultural part of ancient and medieval, then modern India, then world history, then it contains geography, society. So these are the main areas in GS1 paper, and most of these are static. See, Indian geography or Indian history, if you have a good understanding of the concepts and if you cover the syllabus in detail, so that is easy to cover. I mean, the questions you can easily answer. But the geography, physical geography part of Indian geography, and also the society part, this is being very being tricky these days, because UPSC is asking some questions which are tricky, as well as these are from the current issues, that is dynamic. So for that you have to prepare a proper notes. See, for generally, first I will discuss the general GS strategy, then we will go into the detail GS 1, 2, 3, 4. My strategy for all the GS papers was, I was covering the syllabus. I had a 100 words or 150 words for each syllabus point in the, sorry, each word in the syllabus. For example, if you take Indian society, there are so many topics listed in the syllabus. Uh, for example, vulnerable sections, or you have population and associated issues. So for each word, for example, populated and associated issues, we have to see the syllabus. Then you have to read like what are the previous year questions asked on populated and associated issues. Are there any current issues? For example, India is listed as the world's largest populated country recently by United Nations. So that is a likely question that can be asked by UPSC. So just scan in the in the current affairs what are the issues that are emerging in the syllabus topics, populated and associated issues. So you have to cover the basic issues from the NCRTs. If you go to the Indian society NCRT, then you have all the populated and associated issues ka theories hai, like demographic transition theory, Marx theory, and you have different theories in population. Then you have to see what are the challenges in India. So you have to see the population policies of India, family planning issues. Then you have to compare India with the other countries, like how European countries have controlled their population, how Asian countries like China has controlled their population. So any models that can be incorporated in India. So all these things you have to see, and you have to prepare a notes. For example, a 2-page notes or a 3-page notes for populated and associated issues, so that you can revise them before the exam. So for so this is the depth to which you have to prepare each topic. So in each and every part of the syllabus you have to have some notes, so that you can revise them before the exam, right? So I used to have the different notes for GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in a book I used to cover from one side the static part, and the other side I used to cover the current affairs. For example, I'm reading a newspaper and I have found an article saying that India has replaced China as the most populated country. Then what I used to do is I used to collect that part of the newspaper. I used to write whatever is important in that. So what is the population? What is the growth level? What is the China's population? So by which year India is going to achieve the demographic dividend? So all these some kind of static basic facts or details, I used to collect them and I used to write from the other side of the book. in the GS1. So that way I used to integrate the current affairs as well as the static part. So that way I used to do it for every paper, GS1, 2, 3, 4, right? So for all the papers I used to do that. I had a notes for GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is very important for GS part, because you have to write answers in just 6 minutes or 7 minutes, and you have to give 150 word and 200 words answers. So for that, having notes is very important after covering the syllabus, because it is more about consolidation. Once you get the knowledge, it is more about the consolidation. We have to retrieve the content in just 7 minutes. So for that, having a detailed notes and user friendly notes, I mean, so note doesn't mean that you prepare some 500 page or 600 page notes that is very difficult to revise. Just make some one page notes for each topic of the syllabus, so that then you are good to go. You can revise them on a daily basis. If you are not comfortable doing it on a daily basis revision, then you can plan 1 week for GS1, 1 week for GS2. So that is customizable, so that depends upon your own strategy. So I used to do 1 week for GS1, 1 week for GS2. So weekly model I used to practice. So this is for general idea of mains preparation. Then coming to answer writing, what I used to do is, see, answer writing is very important. Just I told, like prelims is all about mastering MCQs, then mains is all about answer writing. Because without doing answer writing practice, you cannot write in the real time UPSC examination hall in 7 minutes. You cannot altogether keep on writing the answers in I mean answering all the 20 questions in 3 hours. So you have to practice a lot. First of all, when I started answer writing in my initial stages, I used to write each answer 25 minutes or 30 minutes. I used to take 30 minutes to write a GS1 GS answer. That must be written in 7 minutes, but I used to take 30 minutes. So that happens with everyone. So if you are having a problem in starting the answer, don't worry, just write it. You may be taking 30 minutes, or if you are taking 1 hour also, that's fine. But slowly you can cut down on the time. So first begin answer writing. So if you are having a basic knowledge, if you have done all the sources, then begin the answer writing. uh, then do the answer writing practice on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you are a beginner, if you are just starting UPSC, then do not writing answers on day one. For 3 months, just try to gain some knowledge, so that you can write some answers. So first 3 months or first 4 months, cover your basic sources like Lakshmikant for polity, Spectrum for modern India, NCRTs for geography, on GC Leong for geography, then for Ramesh Singh or basic NCRTs for economy. So try to cover all these sources, try to finish off the syllabus in some 3 months or 4 months or 6 months at your own pace. Then you start writing answers for the previous year questions. Don't just go to the market and collect the question and keep on writing. Just write the answers for the previous year questions. Understand the question, decode the question. See, this is what people do not do. As soon as you see the question, you will start writing the answer. Do not do that. As I told for essay, just brainstorm for 30 seconds. What the question is. Understand the demand of the question. What the examiner is expecting from us. For example, if the question is, what do you understand by democracy? How can you improve India's performance in democracy? If that is the question, understand the demand of the question. The question is asking two parts. There are two parts in the question. What do you mean by democracy? Then you have to write what democracy is. You have to write the definition of the democracy. Then second part of the question is how to improve India's rank in democracy index. Then you have to list out what are the parameters to be tested in democracy index, and how India is performing, what are the parameters in which India is lagging, then how to improve that, and then give a conclusion. So for any answer, there is an introduction, there is a body, and there is a conclusion. Introduction flows from the question itself. You can introduce from the question itself by giving the definition of the democracy, or you can also write the current issue in the introduction, saying that So and so index has recently downgraded India's rank in the democracy index. Something like the Economic Times or something. You can, if you know something in the current issues, then you can start your introduction by giving the current affair example. Then come to the body of the main demand of the question and then give a conclusion. So if you want, I will do a separate answer writing video, how to do the answer writing, because that will take a lot of time explaining all the nuances of answer writing. But in general, uh, three things you have to understand. First thing is answer writing will not be the art of answer writing will not be developed overnight. It requires a practice. So daily answer writing is must. If you are a beginner, do the answer writing practice after 3 to 4 months of covering your basic sources, but after that, do the answer writing practice every day. So every day for how much time depends upon your own time. If you can devote half an hour or 40 minutes, if you do not have time, then you can just write an answer every day. Maybe two answers every day. That is around 15 minutes every day, 7 minutes, 15 minutes every day, or 30 minutes every day. Or if you want to do answer writing for 3 hours, that is also encouraged. So that depends upon your own stamina, your own capabilities. So that is one. That is, answer writing practice is must. Second thing is demand of the question. Addressing the demand of the question, that is what UPSC is expecting from us. So that is very important. And third thing is review your answers. Review in the sense, see the toppers' answers, how they are writing, how you are writing. Any difference between your answer writing and their answer writing. So self assessment is the best assessment, but if you are not able to do the self assessment, you can talk to your batchmates, or if you can talk to your peers, or if you can talk to your seniors, then that is advisable. So take their suggestions. Also, you can also compare your answers with the toppers answers and see whether you are meeting the demand of the question or not. So these are the three things that you have to do for answer writing. And for practicing, you can do the previous year questions. But if you do the previous year question, there is one problem: who will analyze your answers, whether your answers are up to the mark or not. So that is why, see the previous year questions. But also what you can do is take some test series from the market. I advise one or two test series. So anything in the market, then keep on writing the answers. I observe one thing: when you subscribe to the test series, you will write some 3 to 4 tests in the beginning, but you will in the end give up writing the test series, saying that I am not enough prepared to write the exam, or I will write this exam after studying. You may either postpone writing, or you will altogether skip writing, saying that I will write it after my prelims, or I will write it after my revision, and that day will not come. So just follow the schedule. Whatever the schedule is there in the test series, blindly you follow that. Sometimes one or two times, or that may be exception, where you will skip the test on that day, and you will read the content in the test, and later you will do that. But do not make it a rule that you will write the test only after reading. That will not come. Follow the schedule given in the test series, and what so happens on the day. So whether you may be prepared or you are not prepared, give the test. Giving the test on the day is very important. So sometimes it happens that your health is not well, or you have some important family thing, something happens. Okay, once or twice, that may happen, or you may skip. But generally, make it a practice writing test on the day itself, right? So that is about answer writing. And then coming to GS 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's what I told. So GS 1 is about mostly static. Coming to 2 and 3, these are mostly dynamic subjects. So if you are aware about the current affairs, if you are reading the newspaper every day, if you are following the current affairs updates, then it will be a cakewalk for you, GS 2 and GS 3. So what is important is data, facts, analysis, as well as the linking with the current affairs. These things are very important in writing the GS answers. I will repeat. The main important things for answering, for writing good answers in GS is data. You should have good data. facts, and also good analysis. Good analysis means you have to do the analysis which is asked in the question. So that is important. And then linking it with the current issues. Okay, so these things are very important for writing good answers in GS. GS4, so coming to GS4, that is a different paper altogether, because there the pattern is different, and you have to be very quick in answering the questions, because last year the questions were very lengthy. It will take a long time for you to analyze and read the question itself, and giving a good answer for that question is really challenging in the provided 3 hours of time. So again, what you have to do is you have to practice. So my ethics strategy was I scored good marks in essay in this year as well as last year. So what I did was I have incorporated this from my friend who was ethics topper. He scored around 138 marks this year. So I incorporated this thing. So how I did was, uh, I used to do a practice of the case studies. So every alternate day, I used to write a case study, and before in run up to the mains, but that is in the gap between prelims and mains, I used to do this case study practice every day. So every day I used to take 10 minutes or 12 minutes and write a case study. Then I used to compare with the topper's answers, how my case study was, how can it be better. So there are so many strategies again in answering the case studies. If you want, again I told, so I will take a different session on answer writing, particularly the essay answer writing as well as GS answer writing and ethics answer writing, because and also optional answer writing. So the main funda of answer writing is the three things that I told you, that is practicing it on an everyday, comparing with the toppers, integrating meeting the demand of the question, and integrating with the current affairs. The basic funda is same, but a slight difference on how to master that. So I will do a separate session if required, because it will take a lot of time. So how to value addition material in polity GS2 or GS3? So this is what your question was. So coming to the value addition part, what you have to do is, after reading the basic sources, value addition can be done by current affairs integration. So when you are doing the everyday newspaper, if you are coming across any particular topic in GS2 and GS3, then so for that, what I will tell you is, you have to first by heart the syllabus. See, every day on your table you have to put your syllabus and previous year questions. So you have to by heart the syllabus, that should be on your fingertips. So if you ask me what is the syllabus of GS2, then I should be able to list out all the points mentioned in the syllabus, and what are the questions that are being asked from that particular point of the syllabus, previous year questions. So these two things you have to by heart. So immediately if you see the question paper, immediately if you see the newspaper, then you will be able to recollect, so this is from this particular part of the syllabus. Oh, okay, this was the question asked by UPSC. So that should be clicking in your mind as soon as you see the current affairs. For that you have to by heart the syllabus and by heart the previous year questions. Okay, then coming to the value addition part. So if you come across any particular current affairs topic, then cut it and paste it in your notes, that is the notes that you are preparing. So that is one area that you can do the value addition part. For value addition you can also yeah, vision IAS ka notes, yeah. See, Vision IAS nodes or Drishti IAS nodes, or Insights nodes or Vajiram nodes. I'm not talking about any institute nodes, because that is available uh, on the public platforms. So every aspirant will read that. Then how to stand out among the crowd? See, everyone will not become the topper, right? So the topper must be doing something very different from the crowd. So you have to read the basic sources, but that value addition part is individual's value addition. So as an individual, you have to do something else to stand out. So what is that something else? You have to read the current affairs. You have to do the value addition part from magazines. You should follow the debates in the policy circles. So that value addition part can be different for each individual. So what I used to do is, I used to do the Indian Express and Hindu editorials. So from that I used to get perspectives. So I used to cut them and copy paste in my book. For geography, since it's my optional, I used to follow magazines like Geography and You was there. And Down to Earth is another magazine where I used to collect the material and used to copy paste them. Also, I used to follow the Rajya Sabha TV updates, debates. Also, I used to follow that print Shekhar Gupta sir's analysis. So I used to do a lot of things. So that can be individual, since see, I cannot say that you have to do this for value addition or do that for value addition. But value addition is an individual's thing. So that depends upon you what you can do. So I will list out the sources that are required for covering this value addition, and how much you can do, you do by yourself. Do not follow, see, you can follow toppers videos or toppers answers for getting a perspective, but do not copy paste them, because everyone will be doing that. If everyone is writing the same answer, what sorry, this year's topper was Ishita Kishore. So if everyone is doing what Ishita Kishore was doing in the next year, then you cannot become a topper. Or if you for example, the last year topper for Shruti Sharma, so she was doing something different. So every topper has something different. So do whatever the toppers are doing, and for the value addition individual thing, do something extra, maybe giving good examples, good lively examples, uh, or real case study examples, something which is unique. That is an individual thing that will come through a lot of reading the sources. So diversify your sources, diversify what you are reading. Read the general content, what everyone is doing, do that. But for that value addition, for standing out of the crowd, do that value addition part, right? Yeah, I didn't tell it very objectively. I was vague because these things will be vague. Okay. So coming to the optional strategy, so whoever is writing with geography optional, see, these days there is a talk that geography is not scoring well, so people are switching from geography to anthropology or PSIR. So what I say is there is a clear cut strategy for optional also. So I scored 146 in paper 1 once and 148 in paper 1 other time. So I was scoring decent marks near to 150 level, that is scoreable in anthropology or mathematics. So do not be disheartened if you are taking geography as an optional subject, because there is a clear cut strategy for optional also. So for paper 1 you have to be very thorough about the basic sources, basic points in the syllabus, because the questions more or less are static, and you have to do the value addition part by writing the case studies. You can get these case studies from the magazines like Down to Earth or Geography and You. So these are fortnightly magazines and monthly magazines available. And sometimes you will get Yojana and Kurukshetra. These are the magazines which are available in the market also. So no need to go through every magazine. Just go to the index and list out the topics which are there in the syllabus. If they are overlapping with the syllabus, if they are overlapping with the previous year questions, then go in detail and collect those case studies, and try to write case studies for every answer in geography optional. For example, if you are writing a 15-mark answer or a 20-mark answer, then it is very important to write a case study. For a 10-mark answer, you will not have that luxury to write the case study or a example. There you can just write whatever is asked in the question. But for a 15 marker or 20 marker, that was my strategy. I made sure that I was writing a case study and an example for a 15 marker and a 20 marker. So that was my strategy for GS1, paper 1 of geography. And coming to the paper 2 is very dynamic in geography, because they are asking the questions which are based on last 3 to 4 years current affairs. So for that I used to follow economic survey, both volume 1 and volume 2, because those economic surveys will have the content which is very much useful for paper 2. And also the newspapers I was following, and the magazines that I told you, Geography and You and the Down to Earth, these very much helped me in writing the answers to paper 2. And also the test series is very important, because in optional the time is very important, because you have to manage the time. You will be exceeding the time limit. In GS papers you can arrive at that optimum 3 hours writing 20 questions, but in optional the pattern will be difficult, because you should answer 10 marker, 15 marker and 20 marker, and there will be 19 questions. And for geography there will be a map pointing, where you have to locate the map and you should write about it. So the pattern is difficult, so test series play a critical role here. That will help you in managing the time, and also it will help you in practicing the questions. So test writing a test series is very important for optional part. And again I told you, for paper 2 there is a 20 marker map pointing thing, and this 20 marks, 15 marks is easily scorable, because most of the map pointings are the previous year questions. So if you suppose if you cover last 20 years previous year questions for map pointing, and if you are able to do locate precisely on the map, on the India map, if you do the practice, then you will be able to score 15 marks out of 20 marks. So the map pointing thing will be very helpful, and it is scoreable. Coming to the other areas, as I told, the current affairs thing, the case studies thing, these magazines and the newspapers will help. And this is about the optional thing and the mains thing. Coming to the personality test, so the personality test is about personality. So from the day one itself, when you have decided to write this exam, develop your personality. Develop in the sense, see for example, there is a detailed application form that you have to fill after your mains. So you have to write your hobbies, what your interests are, apart from academics, what else you have done. Maybe your leadership skills that you have to display. So what are your achievements in school or college, etc. So just go through the detailed application form once, that is available on the internet. If you type a detailed application form format, you will get it. Just go through what comprises your personality. So what are the areas that you will enter, I mean you will write in the detailed application form. Just go through that, so that you will have an idea, and that will be about your personality only. So from the day one itself, just also prepare for the personality test. uh, Prepare in the sense, I do not say that you have to read it. So that's about your personality, how you develop. That's not about your knowledge. You are already tested in prelims and mains about your knowledge, so personality test is all about your personality. So if you have difficult in communication, for example you know something but you are not able to deliver that, then practice doing that also. So every day talk to your friends or talk to your peers in the language that you have mentioned. For example, if you are giving the personality test in Hindi, then practice speaking in Hindi. If you are giving the personality test in English, practice speaking in English. Try to communicate what you are thinking. So what you are thinking may be difficult to communicate, because I may be thinking different and I may be communicating different while speaking. So that should not be the thing. You should practice it. And coming to the hobbies also, so if you enter, see if you have a hobby of playing badminton, so if you enter that, then as a personality who is interested in playing badminton is supposed to know what is happening in badminton. So what are the trophies that are being conducted recently. So you have to know the current issues as well. You have to know whatever is being, yeah, I will try to be loud. So you have to know what is happening in that area. So if you enter, your hobby is swimming, then you have to know whatever is happening in swimming. What are the competitions being held. So the recent updates in the Olympics, who are the top swimmers. So what are the gold medals they have achieved. So everything you should have knowledge about it. And you should have knowledge more than the people who are sitting opposite to you. For example, on the DAF content, there will be 5 members in the interview, the chairman and the 4 UPSC members, 4 members in the board. So you have to have knowledge more than them, because that is your area of interest. You have entered your area of interest, and if you are not having adequate knowledge, so that will have a very bad impact on your personality. So prepare for the personality test also. So after writing mains you can start your preparation for the personality test, but what I suggest is before, as a beginner, before you start your preparation, just look at the detailed application form. What are the fields that you have to enter, and just try to think what you will enter in the hobbies or in the areas of interest. Just think what you will enter, and just be aware of those things, and just keep in your mind, because UPSC preparation is a long journey. Even if you clear in the first attempt, you need to sustain it for 1.5 years, because 1 year is the exam process itself, prelims, mains and interview, and before that you require some 1 year of preparation, so that will consume 2 years. So every day, maybe in the 24 hours, you will not be preparing for UPSC alone. You will be pursuing your hobbies, you will be passing your time doing your favorite thing, etc. So think twice before entering the areas of interest in the detailed application form. Only enter those areas which you are doing. Be honest, write the genuine things, because if you are honest only, then you can speak about them. If you do something, I mean, if you enter something which you are not doing, then you will not be comfortable, and that will be easily uh, be known by them, because UPSC board is very smarter than you. So be honest, be write genuine things, do write whatever you are doing, write what your areas are, and also practice them every day, so that you will have good knowledge on them. So this is about the personality test. And the sources and the book list I was telling, for the I was following the main, see, the sources are same. I was not following any different source. The sources, like, for polity I was following Lakshmikant. For economy I was reading Ramesh Singh as well as following Mrunal. I was watching Mrunal videos. And coming to geography, since my optional is geography, I didn't prepare separately for a geography optional. And for history, so for ancient, medieval and modern, there are NCRTs. It is recommended to follow the old NCRTs for history, particularly for ancient and medieval India. There are old NCRTs. Even for modern India, there are old NCRTs, so that is very good. Then coming to environment, I used to follow Shankar IAS book, so that is very good, comprehensively covered in that book. Then coming to current affairs, so current affairs is a very important thing that forms around 70% of your mains preparation and around 50% of your prelims, because almost 50 questions come from current affairs thing. So for current affairs, I used to follow the newspaper, The Hindu, as well as Indian Express. So I used to read The Hindu in detail, and I used to make notes. See, again, notes making for prelims and mains is different. Do not make, I suggest not to make notes for prelims from the current affairs. For example, if you start making notes for prelims from the newspaper, it will be very lengthy, and you will end up writing almost every part of the newspaper. That will consume a lot of time. So for prelims, for the I'm talking only about the current affairs. So for prelims, I did not make any notes from the newspaper, and I also do not suggest you to make, because that will consume a lot of time. You can rely on the monthly magazines. So read the everyday newspaper, then cover the monthly magazines. That is enough for prelims. But for mains, you have to make notes for current affairs, because that value addition thing comes from an individual perspective. So for mains, you have to make notes from the newspapers. Paper wise, you can prepare a particular notes and do the answer writing practice. uh, Value addition thing and answer writing practice from the current affairs. So that is about that. And how to make notes for mains comprehensively, that's what I am telling. For mains, for each paper, dedicate a 200-page notes. From one side you have to write the static part. For every part of the syllabus, make some 100 words to 150 words notes. And from the other part, you can start making the current affairs That's the way I used to do. I used to do the hard copy only. I was very I'm not tech savvy. I didn't do it in a soft copy format. So I used to do the hard copy. I used to write it everything, so that it will be easy for me to revise. But if you are good at making notes online, digital, then you can do it. Evernote is there, so most of my friends are very comfortable doing it digital. And also it makes your job easy if you are making it digital, because if there is a repetition, you can just add to that folder, so that makes your job easy. But I am not a person who is very tech savvy, so I used to do it hard copy myself. So that's a tough thing, but I found it comfortable. So that is an individual thing, whether you are making it a soft copy or a hard copy. Soft copy is easy if you are comfortable. If you are not comfortable, then go for the hard copy. So that is about making notes out of current affairs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For prelims, if you write the notes from the newspaper, you will end up writing the whole newspaper because you do not know what to write. And these days prelims has become very tricky, and UPSC is asking very frivolous questions sometimes also. So you will not know which is important and which is not. So sometimes if you make notes of the newspaper, what happens, it becomes very bulky, and at the end of the year, in the run up to the prelims exam, if you want to revise also, that will be around 1000 page 1200 page notes, and that is very difficult to revise. So what I suggest is read the newspaper, just be aware of the news that is happening, and rely on the monthly magazines. Monthly magazines also comes handy. And sometimes when you are not be able to read newspaper, or sometimes when you skip reading the newspaper, that will help you. Okay. So there is one question asking how to read a newspaper. So that's what I told you, how to read a newspaper. See, newspaper reading will take some time. If you are a beginner, it will take some 2 hours every day. But once you start reading the newspaper, just read the newspaper news that is very important for your exam. Do not go into the business news, or do not go into the political news or crime news. So that is not important for our exam. uh, as you keep reading the newspaper, as you see keep reading the previous year questions and syllabus, you will come to know what to read and what not to read. Only read the newspaper that is relevant to the exam. So we are writing the UPSC exam, UPSC civil services examination, prelims, mains and personality test. Go through the syllabus, go through the previous year questions. You will know which what part of the newspaper to be read and what to be ignored. Generally in a newspaper, you have to start with the starting page, then go to the editorial page, then go to the world section. That's all in the newspaper. Do not go into the details of your state, your city. See, that state and city is helpful when you are preparing for the personality test, because if you are coming from a particular region, you are supposed to know what is happening in that region. But on a day to day basis, if you go on reading the state news and city news, it will consume a lot of time. Just glimpse what is the important news in that page if you want. If you want, you can altogether skip it, because if it is that important, that it will come in the national page or in the first page. So go to the first page, then go to the national page, then go to the editorial page, then go to the world page. That's all in the newspaper. And how much time to dedicate for newspaper reading? It is around your time, that is 45 minutes to 1 hour. I used to read 1 hour a day, 45 minutes also sometimes. If there is no news in that day, you can finish off in 30 minutes also. So make sure that you will not skip the editorial section, because editorial section is the most important news of the day. Whatever burning issues are there in the nation or the international issues, that will come in the editorial page. So do not skip editorial page. Okay, Ajit, I have already told about the seaside strategy. You can see the video again. Okay, then coming to the so newspaper kaise pade. So I told you, do not dedicate more than 1 hour. So do not dedicate more than 1 hour or 1 hour 10 minutes. If you are a beginner, then it will take 2 hours, but after 2 months or 3 months, then cut down to 1 hour a day, not more than 1 hour. And as I told, focus on the editorial page, national issues and international issues, that's all. Not go into details of your state or region. You can altogether ignore political issues, business issues, stocks, sports, all these things you can ignore. Sports, again, if you are interested in a sport, if it is your hobby, if you want it to be put in the detailed application form, then you can follow it. Okay. Then, so आपने डेली कितने घंटे पढ़ाई की? So that depends upon my day, but I used to prepare 6 to 7 hours every day. So sometimes, yeah, there will be days which we are not having motivation, where the days which we were busy with family, etc. So really we want to take a break on that day. I want to watch a movie or go out for shopping. I used to do it because UPSC journey is a long journey. So do not prepare. See, I have seen people preparing for 18 to 20 hours a day, but you cannot sustain it. See, you have to sustain the preparation for at least 1.5 year. So 1.5 year means it's like a marathon. So you have to run every day. So every day 7 hours, and dedicate 1 or 2 hours of your me time, that is your own time, what you want to do, whether it may be your hobby or you want to do some physical activity, exercise, etc. All these things are important. See, how to plan your day is, you have to plan like 6 to 7 hours you dedicate for your study, and some 1 hour to 2 hours for your fitness, 1 hour for your hobby, that means that which gives you the peace or which gives you happiness, do that thing. Because the UPSC exam is not about only knowledge exam, it is also about mental stability. You should have that mental stability. For that, I suggest to do the fitness or do some physical activity. Also do some activity which gives you happiness. And also sleep is also very important. Some 6 to 7 hours of sleep is very important, because whatever you study, you should give some break to your mind so that it gets reinforced. So do not read for 20 hours a day and just sleep for 2 hours or 3 hours. I have seen people, see, that cannot be sustained over a period of time. So see, whatever you study should be retained, should be reinforced. So you have to revise it properly. So have a good schedule. Do not be haphazard in your schedule, in your day. Do not read for 18 hours or 20 hours, and then 2 to 3 days you will just get some fever or sleep deprivation, and just you will not study at all. So your graph should be like this. It should not be like this, right? You should There should be some daily progress. Read some 6 to 7 hours every day, do some physical activity, sleep for 6 to 7 hours, do some activity which gives you happiness. All these things should be managed properly, right? And timetable. So आपने timetable कैसे बनाया? So so that's what I was telling. I planned my timetable in this way. Between prelims and mains, I used to increase my study hour. I used to study 10 hours or 11 hours between prelims and mains, because that is the time where you need to do the answer writing practice also. So I used to dedicate extra 2 hours for answer writing. I used to write answers on a day to day basis, and I used to give a 3 hour test every alternate day between prelims to mains. So during that time, I increased my study hours, but I used to do the physical activity. I used to sleep for 6 to 7 hours. I was like a normal human being only. Okay. Then, so how to motivate yourself? So how to motivate yourself is, see, sometimes there will be a low motivation levels. So what I used to do is just remember why you came to this field. So why you started this journey, just remember. And also, if you don't feel like reading on that day, okay, skip. That is very normal and natural. But next, do not waste so much of time or so much of days, because it again will be difficult for you to come on to the track. For example, one day you will feel like not to study, that's normal. natural, that happens for everyone, okay, skip that day. But next day or the day after that day, again just try to read and come on to the track. So what I used to do is, when I used to have low levels of motivation, I used to talk to my parents or talk to my friends, and I used to think why I came to this field. Then I used to watch some motivational talks by toppers also. I used to watch the toppers videos, how they used to study. Then 1 or 2 days I used to waste time, but again I used to come again on track. So that happens with everyone, that is natural, normal thing. If it is not happening, then you, there is something abnormal. If it is happening, then it's fine. It happens to everyone. It is normal, natural. So just remember why you came to this field, uh, why you want to become a UPSC. See why you want to be a IAS or IPS or IRS, whatever you wish to be. So why do you want to become? So just remember, that will keep you motivated. Then प्लान बी रखना चाहिए या नहीं. So plan B, I suggest to go for plan B, because that, see, for UPSC, I told you, you should have a mental stability. So if you have plan B ready, then the pressure will decrease. Because in UPSC, as the years passes, you will have this thought, if not UPSC, what happens to me? So if I don't clear UPSC, then what about my career, or what about my family? Will I get a job or not? So that will occupy your mind, and you will not be able to perform your 100%. So your potential or your capability will come down because of that pressure of what happens if I do not clear UPSC. So if you have plan B ready, plan B in the sense, I do not mean that you will should have a full time option of plan B, but at least an idea in your mind. If not this, okay, if not UPSC, then I may get some other job, I may settle this way. If you have that thought in your mind, if you are confident about your career, then you will be very happy, and you will be doing your 100% here. So I used to have the plan B also. I worked as a faculty in Shankar IAS Academy. So when I was having this plan B ready in my mind, so I was comfortable doing giving 100% in plan A. So I suggest, yes, having plan B is recommended. And if you are not having a full time plan B option, just think, have that thought in your mind. If not UPSC, what you will be doing? Maybe the state public service examination, or some job in your graduation discipline, something. Have that in your mind, because that will give you confidence, and that will decrease your pressure. Then social media. So how to use social media? See, I was completely off social media. I didn't use my Insta account. I had a Instagram account, but I didn't use it. I was also communicating only with my close friends who are in the UPSC journey, because UPSC is a field where you have to be completely dedicated. So I suggest use social media to a limited extent. If it is useful for your UPSC preparation, then okay. And if it is giving a sense of relief or happiness to you, it's okay. But not beyond half an hour or 40 minutes every day, because we have this habit of addiction to YouTube reels or Instagram reels, shorts, etc. So that will consume a lot of time, also that will divert your attention. So you will be going altogether in a different mode. So you, for UPSC, you should have a dedicated focused mind. So social media will divert you. So I suggest not to use social media too much. If you want, you can use it for your personal time, but again, keep a time limit on it, 30 minutes. And if you are of addicting nature, then stop using it. Delete your account, delete app from your mobile, and stop using them. Okay. Then so I think I have answered most of the questions. syllabus समझ नहीं आता है क्या करें. So if you are not understanding the syllabus, see, try to understand how is, again, go through the syllabus which is listed by UPSC, then see the previous year questions, and if you want you can take a basic coaching, prelims cum mains coaching, if you are not understanding by yourself. Coming to my coaching, I didn't take coaching for GS as such, because I was writing test series from different institutes. For optional, I have taken test series from Guidance IAS, and for GS, I used to follow the test series of Vision and Forum. So for GS, prelims cum mains का ऐसा course I didn't take. So if you are not understanding syllabus by yourself, it is if it is very difficult for you to understand, then you can take a basic coaching. Yeah. Then revision kaisa kare. So I told you revision is very important. Whatever you study, try to revise. Yeah, so dedicate some, see, for example, you have planned for 7 hours of study, then at least 1 hour dedicate for revision. That is how you have to do the revision. 6 hours you study the new content, 1 hour at least you dedicate for covering the, for revising the already covered content. Okay. Then, so my educational background, I have already told you. I did my engineering, civil engineering from Osmania University, and presently I am doing my masters in structural engineering. Okay. So what is the difference between previous year question series A, B, C and D? See, there is no much difference between the A, B, C, D sets. Only the questions, the order in which the questions are asked will be different. See, if I am getting B set and if you are getting C set, the 100 questions will be same, but the order of the questions, the organization of the questions will be different. For example, I will be getting polity questions initially, then going on to history, but you may be getting history questions first and then polity questions. So the series doesn't matter. The same 100 questions will be answered by everyone. Yeah, test series from the market means just download it from the market. I do not mean by that. See, that you can do, you can just download from the market and practice it for prelims, but for mains someone has to correct evaluate your answers. So for that you have to subscribe to the test series, because you need that correction by someone. They have to pinpoint your mistakes and suggest you some, give you some advices. So subscribe to some test series from the market, anything, uh, not just download, subscribe to it. So you can ask me questions. I'll be waiting for another 2 to 3 minutes. So how to study for CSAT? See, for CSAT, I already told you. If you are from an engineering background, you will not be having that particular problem. But what you have to do, see, as a strategy, I didn't practice much CSAT, but what I did, I'll tell you. Go to the previous year questions, take 2022 previous year question, and just answer it first. Identify your strengths, identify your weakness. Suppose you are good at aptitude and logical reasoning, then first of all identify the strengths. As soon as you take the paper, uh, concentrate on your strengths, do that questions, and if you are comfortable at 30 to 35 questions, then you will be easily clearing CSAT. But if you are not very comfortable with quantitative aptitude or logical reasoning or reading comprehension, etc., identify your weak areas. What are your weak areas? For example, you are not able to score very good at reading comprehension, or if you are not going to, if you are not very good at logical reasoning or quantitative aptitude, then identify the low hanging fruits. Low hanging fruits means if you can put some effort, if you can arrive at the answer, then put that effort. Understood my point? For example, in quantitative aptitude, if you are not able to solve the time and speed, or time and work, distance and speed, so these are easy questions. If you are not able to solve them, then it is very important that you learn those concepts. If that is your weakness, then it is very important that you learn those concepts, practice those questions from the previous year questions as well as from the market. Okay. So identify that low hanging fruits, that easy questions, easy to medium questions. Identify those questions. UPSC has been repeating the questions every year. Identify the questions which are being repeated. So practice those things. And if you are very weak at reading comprehension, you will be getting some 27, 28 questions. So if you are weak at reading comprehension, weak in the sense if you are not able to answer at least 5 questions or 7 questions out of reading comprehension, then assume that you are not good at that, and that is your weak area. Then focus on reading comprehension. How to focus on reading comprehension? Read comprehensions every day, try to answer them every day. Read newspapers, read English magazines, and read the previous year questions, practice previous year questions, understand the questions. What is the difference between assumption, inference? What is the logical reasoning out of that? So, understand, work on those areas. Identify your strengths, identify your weakness, work on those areas, practice those questions from the standard books. For example, you have picked Arihant book. Don't just keep on practicing from the page 1. Identify your weakness areas, identify the previous year questions. Then if you are able to put a little effort, if you are arriving at the solution, then practice those areas. So that was my strategy for CSAT. How many times you have read Lakshmikant? So I have read it many times, maybe 30-40 times, more than that also, because I used to revise the important areas in Lakshmikant. See, you cannot revise the whole Lakshmikant. What you have to do is identify the areas which are very important for UPSC. How to identify those areas? See the syllabus, see the previous year questions. Then you will able to identify those areas. Then revise those areas which are very important. Have you memorized the syllabus? Every day if you read the syllabus, every day read the syllabus until you get it by heart, then you can able to memorize it. See, how to memorize? Read it multiple times, that's all. Read it multiple times until you by heart it. Just like how you read tables, mathematical tables in your lower classes. How to by heart the table? See, 7 table, 8 table, 9 table, 10 table, 12 table. So I took this is my 8th attempt. So this was my 4th mains and 2nd interview. Newspaper में कैसे important पढ़े? So you have to see the syllabus and the previous year questions. That's what I told you. So identify those areas which are relevant for UPSC. Do not go into the political issues, do not go into the business issues, do not go into the entertainment like film, sports, etc. See, if it is making you happy, you can read it, but it is not important for UPSC. How to deal with mobile distraction? See, how to deal with mobile distraction is plan your study hours. See, if you are going to a study hall, or if you are going to a study room in your home, do not carry the mobile to that study area. Keep your mobile outside that study area. sit in the study area without the mobile or ipad or laptop, etc. So do not carry it to the study area. So if you are not having access to the mobile phone in your study area, then you will not be able to get distracted. So CSAT, I told you already. So my study plan was like, I used to prepare 7 to 8 hours every day. So I used to begin my day at 9 a.m. 9 to, after having 9:30 I used to go for study place. 9:30 to 1 was my study hour. So that is around 3.5 hours. Then 1 to 2 was my break. In my break I used to watch YouTube videos. I used to have my lunch. Then 2 to 6 was another study hour, another 4 hours. And after 6 I used to do some physical activity. I used to play badminton or I used to do something. And then after that I used to go have my dinner. I was staying in hostel, so I was doing video calls to my parents. I was talking to my family. And then again 8 to or 8:30 to 10 I used to browse internet. That is what is there, current affairs or magazines or test series. I used to solve some MCQs given in some websites. For example, Insights gives this daily MCQ solving, or I used to do some MCQs from Civils Daily, random institutes, random MCQs. I used to do that, and I used to sleep by 10:30, 11. That was my normal thing. Sometimes there was difference in my daily schedule, but largely it was looking like that. So I hope my session was useful for you. I did this session because I was getting so many messages to my account, to my WhatsApp as well as my Instagram, asking me to do some session. People were asking me about my strategy for prelims and mains. So mostly I thought I have addressed how we should start from NCRT. So as I told, see NCRTs is like you have to read 6th to 12th NCRTs. So I do not suggest going for 9th and 10th or 11th and 12th. I do not suggest like that, because sometimes you are getting some easy questions from 6th NCRT also. If you see 2020 question paper, I have seen a question asked from 6th geography NCRT. So that is why do not take it lightly. 6th to 12th NCRT, between the lines, every NCRT is important, every chapter is important. 6th to 12th NCRT you have to cover it. And how to begin NCRT? So you can begin with your subject of your choice. If you can begin with polity, then cover 6th to 12th polity and then go to economy. Or you can begin class wise also, cover 6th class, then go to 7th, then go to 8th, then go to 9th. So that way it will be boring. I will suggest you to go in subject wise order. So from which coaching institute? I told you already. For GS I didn't take any coaching as of such, but I have practiced test series from Vision IAS as well as Forum IAS. And then for optional I took coaching from Guidance IAS, and then I have written test series from Guidance as well as Shankar IAS was helpful for my mains. I was writing mainstorming for 2022 attempt from Shankar IAS. So these are the test series that I have followed. For prelims, I followed test series of various institutes, whichever is available in the market. I practice from Vision, I practice from Vajiram. So randomly, I used to take test series and used to practice. So that is, some questions are irrelevant actually, so I'm not going to answer those. Hope I have answered all of your doubts and queries. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So signing off. So if you have any doubts, you can just follow on my Instagram account and you can just type a message there. So if you're having any doubts, if you are genuinely asking some problems or some doubts, I will definitely answer them. So you can follow my Insta ID and you can just message there, because I will be responding there. My Insta ID is @Apoorva Manda, APOORVA and you can also just email me. My email ID is Apoorva, APOORVA .MANDA@gmail.com. So Telegram ID, I didn't create any Telegram channel. I will inform you if I create one. But as of now, I'm not so active in Telegram. But in Instagram, you can follow me and you can just text me on Instagram, because I'm following it and I'm active there. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.